YouTube, how are you doing? Today we're going to be talking about how the hell you capture your song ideas. This is super important for songwriters and producers. Stay with me. Most songwriters I know use some kind of app on their phone and on their computer just to keep notes. Oftentimes it's the native note app, either on your Mac or your PC or whatever. Like I'm using a Mac, so if I go to the Notes app in a Mac, this is kind of what I see. It's very basic. You don't get a lot of control over the formatting. In fact, it's really hard to cut and paste because it changes the formatting all the time. Now, this is supposed to change in El Capitan, the new operating system coming up. The Notes app is supposed to have a huge upgrade. However, I do not recommend this app. I find it incredibly cumbersome, and you're going to need a lot more organization as a songwriter. So the other thing I want to do before I show you which app I use is talk to you about the voice recorder on your iPhone or on your Android phone. Most phones have some kind of voice recorder installed in it, and those often work good. They're good to quickly pull up and just capture a song idea. But the problem is when you sync, at least on a Mac, you sync it into iTunes, and you've got all kinds of issues on organization there. It's really hard to organize it. And I've used probably 5 different voice recorder apps, and I've never been happy. But I've kind of finally settled on a solution. Let me introduce you to a little program called Evernote. Basically, Evernote is just an awesome note archive. It has its own file system. It's got notebooks. You can organize it in all kinds of ways. So I use this app for all kinds of stuff, not just for songwriting. I have a lot of my ambitions and passions, health information, home stuff, money stuff, music stuff. But if you go under music, I have a lot of different categories. But one of the things I do is I have a folder called New Song Ideas, okay? And I just have a bunch of different songs in here. And what I do is whenever I have a song idea, I can just either from my Mac or from my phone add that song. Now the great thing is my voice memos will be attached to this note. So if I'm writing lyrics, let's just start one out here. Let's just let's make a song, let's call it The Melting Pot, okay? Now let's say I've got some ideas and I'm writing, and then I finally have some lyrics for it, and then I'm writing my lyrics, da 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 da. Now let's say I have a voice idea. Let's say I have a little melody in my head I want to get down, or I've done something on the piano or my guitar. I can attach it to this really quickly. So let's go ahead and save this. We're going to save this. And the nice thing is if I wanted to, I could actually have this note right here that I'm working on show up in my shortcuts so I can get to it faster. So what we're going to do is we're going to add it to my shortcuts, add note to shortcuts. And there it is right there at the top. So if I'm in my inbox and I'm looking through stuff and I want to just quickly get back to it, I can just find it right there in my shortcuts. I don't have to dig for it, even though it is in my New Songs Ideas folder. All right, so now I have the Melting Pot, some lyrics for this, and we want to add a voice memo. How do we do that? Let's jump over to the phone to do that. So now we're going to grab our phone, and I'm just going to go into it right here, into Evernote, which is right in the middle of my screen. I like to have it handy, and I love the little icon that has a little elephant on it. And you can see it's syncing at the top there, and I've got the Melting Pot right there in the shortcut. So we're going to click on that. We're going to go right to it. There's our information. Now I'm going to record a voice memo. This little button down here where the microphone is, you're just going to click that and you're just going to start talking. Melting pot. Okay, that's my little idea. I'm going to hit the stop button. Okay, save that recording. And there it is right there. Okay. Now I can either play it from my phone or I can sync. So it's syncing right now, and we're going to jump back over to the computer and check out if it's there. So now back on the Mac, I can hit the sync button and boom, it just pulls it right in. And if we play it, Melting Pot. Okay, that's my little idea. There it is. There's the clip. Now I can actually rename it if I want to. I can say rename attachment. Let's say Melting Pot verse. Okay, boom. Now I've got the idea and it's with the information, it's with the notes, everything's together. I don't need to try to pull it from iTunes and sync it and make another file or directory. Everything's just archived beautifully within Evernote. A couple last things. From your home screen, you can actually set up Evernote to have a widget. When you pull down, you can actually get to Evernote from here and just start, and you can get to the texting portion of it, or the last entry. You can't do the voice memo from right here, but all you have to do is click the one you're doing and then hit the boom, the record button. So super simple. The other thing about this is that there are different levels. I mean, I think the basic version is free. If you go to evernote.com, it's free. And then I think they have paid subscriptions. I pay for, I think, the basic one, which gives me a little bit more options. So check that out. To me, it's totally worth it. It can organize your whole life. And their scan feature is phenomenal. You can scan bills and all kinds of stuff like that and just archive them away. I'm trying to go completely paperless and not have any archived paper in my files anymore. I find that super annoying. So to digitize things is very, very easy. They have a great app actually on here. I'll show you. It's one I just downloaded called Scannable. It's this one right here. And you're going to love that app. It's great for scanning in documents. Or notes. If you've done lyrics on just pen and paper, you can scan them in using that, and it goes right into Evernote. Hope you like it. That's it for this week, guys. I hope you learned something. If you have an app that you really like, please let me know about it in the comments. Would love to hear your suggestions. Hopefully that helps you organize your notes and songwriting notes. It has for me, so I want to carry that over to you. Show the love, spread the news. All right, subscribe if you haven't, and stay frosty and keep writing. See you guys.